calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, he'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's literally just not playing.
It's 6:22 on a Wednesday night on 1620 Zone, where we pull back the curtain and show Bob Williams how radio works. Bob, how are you, buddy?
Doing great, guys.
Well, let's try this again.
Here
So for you to be able to hear, for the people in Radio Land to be able to hear you, Dan needs to turn your microphone on. Let's try this one more time. Bob Williams, how are you, buddy?
Hey, nice to be back, guys. Yeah. Can you hear me now? How about now?
We are brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus. Speaking of college athletics, though, the SCORE Act, which was proposed by a couple of legislators from Alabama, one including Tommy Tuberville, by the way. I did not know that until I started doing some research on this today. Basically, is trying to create a semblance of what NIL and how college athletics should be treated and handled, and give them some a little bit of help as far as managing their money, paying taxes, etc. And I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but essentially putting in protections as far as injuries go, financial stability, and things like that. But there's a certain contingency out there, specifically in Lubbock, Texas right now, that is saying essentially that the SCORE Act is maybe not as fair to the Olympic sports and Title IX, etc., etc., etc. My question to you, as somebody that deals with legislation on a daily basis, is the general 10,000-foot view of this situation right now that this thing may be too large just to put one governing body around?
Well, I'd much rather talk about Watson Trent or Vincent Shavers. If you want to talk Nebraska football, I like
we'll get that.
I like the last segment a lot better than going back to NIL. But yeah, to actually answer your question, yes, right now this animal is trying to be caged, and I don't know if there's a cage big enough or strong enough or deep enough to hold it. And trying to standardize NIL in theory, sounds fantastic, does it not?
Sure.
But hey, how do we do it in practice? They've proposed a number of things. The legislation has been through a couple of House committees, the Energy and Commerce Committee and the Education and Workforce Committee. But from what it sounds like, when this moves over to the House for formal vote, there aren't enough votes there, so it's been delayed at this point in time. And again, there's even this seeking the standardization is applaudable, but there are things such as pool limits, subjective restrictions, third-party deals can be regulated. And really, the dirty word to these universities is collective bargaining, right?
Yeah.
You can't have any collective bargaining on their doorstep as well, right? So, and they prohibit, classifying the student athlete as what? The dirty word is
employee.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So the other thing that, and I don't know if there's a radio station in this state who's talked more about antitrust than us right now, right?
That
But-
horse is dead and the stick is broken from being beaten over the head.
Well, I just duct taped it back together. So one of the things that the SCORE Act is seeking is antitrust protections for the NCAA,
Yes.
which will allow them then to put in rules that they just went through a whole bunch of lawsuits about.
Yes.
Then they lost, and like they just can't take this medicine. They cannot sit here in the real world where the law has told them you cannot do this.
Correct.
So what they've done now is they've gotten some folks on board with them to say, okay, we can't do that now. Can we change the rules so that we can? And so I don't know enough about it, but all I've seen is like there's one group of people who are telling me that the SCORE Act is the worst piece of legislation they've ever seen in their entire life, and the world's going to burn if we pass it. And there's another group of people who are telling me that if we don't pass the SCORE Act, college sports is going to be shoved off into the ocean. So
It's
how
a
do we
confounding
know how to
theory.
sort it out?
Absolutely. So
You mean the right and the left side of this country can't figure things out together? Who would have thought?
Well, it's not even a right-left thing.
I would agree with you. It's really confounding because you'd like to think that if they put something together, it would be positive moving forward for the student athletes. And in a scenario like this, with such large reach of this act, you would have to have some antitrust protections and exemptions, or whatever you're putting on the table is going to have the legs sliced out from underneath it at some point later on. The food's going to hit
Yeah.
the floor, right? So
See the house settlement as an example.
right, yeah, but it basically draw a bright line and cover their butts based off case law from prior rulings moving forward. But I think for any such large piece of legislation that's so broad and maybe overreaching, actually, but there has to be a bright line, and that would be it. And there has to be some exemptions, and that would be prohibiting lawsuits that had basis in fact prior.
I guess
to
here-
date.
I guess here's my question. And maybe it's because the money number is bigger, different, and has the potential to continue to grow. But I think about a situation like the college football video game. To be a part of it and get paid for it, you had to opt in to do so, right?
Yep. Any class action suit, a piece of the puzzle. Yes.
Like, do we put the toothpaste back in the tube by saying you have to opt in to be a part of the pay scale system?
You essentially opt into a university that has opted into be
Yeah.
governed by these processes of the SCORE Act to govern your NCAA eligible and participating school. So in a leapfrog kind of way, yes.
I just don't understand how that's not the fix all. Like, you want to play college football? You want to get paid to play college football? Here's the rules.
Yeah,
Business.
but here's the thing, Jimmy, is they did that before. They said, you want to play college football? You can't make any money. And they got sued and they lost. And this is just
Right, but now they're giving them the option to make said money,
Mhm.
but they've got to follow certain parameters to do so.
And now you're
that
saying
sounds like every other
you
corporation
want to play
ever.
college football and you want to get paid, you can only make this much money. That's the next lawsuit. It's just like you're limiting how much earning power these people have. They'll get sued into oblivion, and they just want protection from that.
And you're limiting their voices is
Right.
the big piece of this, right? You're limiting
Yeah.
the voices of the student athlete participants when it comes to rulings over transfers, eligibility, compensation. Those are the three main areas.
Listen, I've always been pro pay the players. I've always been that.
Sure.
But my it's also not a right to play college football. Like you don't deserve to play college football. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be some parameters in place. Like, listen, I am on the side. I don't think we need to fix NIL. I don't have any problem with an open market, people being able to make as much as they possibly can. I just but if the only way to make it so people feel safer about their jobs is to put some parameters on it, like, here's the thing. There's never going to be able to be a collective bargaining agreement because all of these players are going to be gone in 4 to 5 to 6 years anyway. So it's just going to continue to keep rolling over. And what's good for seniors right now might not be good for the seniors 6 years down the road. So you're never going to get a collective bargaining on this. My whole thing is you've got to find the only way to fix this, in my opinion, is to get an opt-in system where it's, if you're going to play college football, here's the expectations for it, because then they're agreeing to do it, right? The problem with the House settlement and everything beforehand was you're sending your intent to play college athletics at the University of Nebraska. And it was set in a legislation that you couldn't make money to do so. That's not what we're doing now. So you got to find a way to make NIL what NIL was supposed to be. To be able to participate as a paid sponsor, you've got to do X amount of things. So you got to find a way to say, okay, and it's not name, image, and likeness. It's not pay for play. It's pay for participation, right? Okay, if you're going to be a spokesperson for Wendy's, you better be on a commercial eating a hamburger. Not you get a punch in for a clock for $1 million an hour, blah, blah, blah.
Subjective versus objective review of this, right? That's what the power of the SCORE Act enables their unit to do, would be to control third-party deals, which is what you're alluding to right there, Jimmy. And what is objective versus subjective? That's something we'll have to learn.
So, yeah, and my rebuttal to all that, Jimmy, is this, that
you're wrong. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think it was our expectation, not the law's expectation of what name, image, and likeness was supposed to be. When we thought about name, image, and likeness, we thought about faces on cereal boxes and Wendy's commercials and car dealerships and those sorts of things. When in reality, like, anybody can pay for your name, image, and likeness for any purpose and do or not do anything with that licensing that they see fit. And that's how it works with name, image, and likeness, right? I can buy a license to Bob's name, image, and likeness and just put his picture on a shelf in my house and pay him for that right. Like, that's how that works. And that's why the NCAA is seeking these antitrust exemptions, so that they can stop people from doing that.
And I think that's the way you fix this. You get rid of name, image, likeness and pay for pay for whatever.
Well,
because
then you're
that would be illegal
again, though, right?
Yeah, but there's I think
there's
some probably bad ramifications from things that could come from somebody owning your name, image, and likeness as well. And that's how you could put the circle around it, right? Like, okay, we're protecting these athletes because there's some bad things that some people could do if they own the rights to your name, image, and likeness.
One person's protection is another person's.
Yeah. It's the Tony Stark line, right? You put a gun to everybody's head in America and called it safety. Not the same thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the Tom Brady situation. Obviously, he's a minority owner of the Oakland Raiders. They're not there anymore. They play in Las Vegas now, John. I'm glad you know that. But he's a minority owner of the Raiders, and he's also in the commentator's booth. He was clearly shown on Sunday in the owner's box and
with a headset on.
With a headset on. And John and I were talking about this last night. He's privy to communication with coaches and the inner workings of other teams in the NFL because of his relationship with Fox and what he's doing in the booth. Do the other 30 owners of the NFL plus Dan and the rest of the owners of the Green Bay Packers have the ability to say this is maybe not antitrust, but an unfair advantage, or we can't allow somebody that's in an ownership group to have the access that a broadcaster who is supposed to be a bipartisan person to be in that role and have a leg to stand on?
Very fair question, but first I want to ask you a quick question leading to that answer. So, in talking about the situation, Tom Brady wearing two hats simultaneously, or more,
or two
than
headsets
hats,
in this case,
2 headsets or more simultaneously, who are the interested parties? Who involved is impacted by this? I wrote down a list of about 5 or 6 designations.
So it would be
owners,
the other owners of the NFL,
Okay, yep.
Dan Campbell specifically,
the fans,
Yep.
the TV broadcast networks, Tom Brady himself.
Yes.
Is his wife still getting financial gains from him because
Nope.
she would be a party?
She probably made more.
And the league as a whole.
The league as a whole, the consumers.
Well,
right?
he said that. He said the
fans. Okay.
Yep.
Other consumers of products that he promotes, potentially, right?
TV2,
Gillette
stuff, yeah.
Officials as well, right?
Yeah.
For biases,
Yeah.
right? So to answer your question, there is not currently a NFL policy in place for owners that where this is a case of first impression to use some legalese, and there is no current policy in place that would basically weed out the biases here and put him on some type of track to be able to do or not perform his roles. Right now,
So it's not been a declared conflict of interest
no,
by the
not
league.
formally declared. I mean, I think it crosses way over into the gray area. But first of all, when you look at his ownership role in the Raiders, he has what's called a fiduciary duty as an owner to that team,
Right.
which means he has to act in good faith and do things that benefit that team beyond and above what benefit him personally or any other contracts he personally owns with CBS or any other advertising partners,
Yeah.
or the NFL with the flag football deal.
So he's
contracting.
actually contract
Yeah.
bound to give information to the Raiders that he might get from another team.
Yes, his fiduciary duty rises above those other contracts.
sucks.
Because
That sucks.
His contract with CBS is to perform
Fox.
X, Y, and Z on X, Y, and Z dates, right? Perform this business on X, Y, and Z dates. Here's the parameters, but it's just do your best, not you owe this duty to us
Right.
above all else.
And,
Hey,
and
Chip
fiduciary is like a very protected term as well.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
a term to improve
his
investment,
business.
right? Yeah.
Basic good faith behavior to help your business above all else.
Well, let's talk to the experts for a second. Dan, you obviously, as an owner of the Green Bay Packers, have got to have some semblance of thought on this. How have you and the team in the war room kind of discussed this?
Well, me and Goody, we've been circling the wagons, trying to, make sure that we don't have anything that could truly become a conflict of interest, like the many cheese farmers who also own the Green Bay Packers. Are the
Yeah, they're not
cheeseheads
calling
made
games,
of real cheese? Is that a problem? Do we need to work with our radio staff to make sure that they're not getting any undue benefit and giving it to Mark Murphy, to Brian Gutekunst, and especially to Matt LaFleur?
Bob Williams, we appreciate your hard work, and we apologize for mocking your profession for a minute there.
Oh, please do.
Your thoughts on the Eagles? 2-0? Just
2-0,
beat
not
the
real
Chiefs?
comfortable with the passing game. Haven't really needed it. They've had fewer possessions per game than you would like, but that's just a figment of who they're playing. And I'm pretty happy to be sitting at 2-0, all things considered.
Dude.
And who they've beaten, I'm check those boxes off.
Does your quarterback have both of his legs intact?
So far, so good. Yes,
Yeah.
he is one of the still standing quarterbacks.
Criminal, civil, personal, if you have any of those issues, head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. Bob and his team will give you a free, no obligation legal consultation.
Does Bob get to make a Nebraska-Michigan score prediction?
Oh, he does. Bob, what do you got? What do you got?
I got
Big game in Lincoln on Saturday. Who you got?
27-26
For?
Nebraska.
Ooh,
Okay.
good game.
Yeah.
Take Nebraska and the under, says Bob Williams. All right, but we appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next week, and we'll probably be talking antitrust at some point.
Let's do it.
We come
Thanks,
back.
boys.
When we come back on the other side of the break, we're going to tell you what we got right, what we got wrong, what we didn't see coming in the NFL, and it's time for Call Your Shot, get your picks, and we'll tell you what those games and numbers are. We come back on the other side of the break. 16:20 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Railcar. 144th and Blondo is the place to be for happy hour. 2:30 to 6. Appetizers starting as low as $2. Plus, $1 draft bottles of beer, cider, and NA beers as well. All signature cocktails, $10. Classic cocktails, $8. Every single glass of wine in the joint is $2 off. Railcar, right off the corner of 144th and Blondo. You're going to want to get out there this week. Why? Because 5% of all the proceeds from Railcar, Pasta Amore, and Timber will be going to the food bank for the Heartland because of Omaha Restaurant Week as well. Check out Railcar. It's 144th and Blondo. Don't only stop out for brunch, stop out for dinner as well. It's Railcar.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, he'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Jerry Ryan's. We bring out the best in you.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Headed to a football tailgate this weekend? Power up and stay refreshed with Chesterman Coca-Cola and Hy-Vee. This September, stock your cooler with 24 packs of Coke for just $12.99. Had a long Friday night? Bounce back with Powerade 12-ounce 8-packs, only $4.99. And for the energy you need before kickoff, grab a 6-pack of Monster Energy, just $10.99. From the first sizzle on the grill to the final whistle, Chesterman Coca-Cola is powering tailgates all across Nebraska.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here.
Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8, and every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday.
Rail Car Modern American Kitchen.
144th and Blondo.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Hello there, Greg Wagner joining you from the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission. And yes, time now for another Nebraska Outdoor Update. Hey, what a great time to be enjoying the great outdoors of Nebraska as these days get shorter and cooler, leaves start changing color and dropping. So much to do: hunting, hiking, biking, camping, fishing, wildlife watching, and so much more. Get ideas for you and your family to step outside on the Game and Parks website, outdoornebraska.gov. That's outdoornebraska.gov, and we hope to see you out there. You know, it's time for hunting here in the Heartland, and before you go out, remember that safety needs to be your number one priority. Remind yourself to be doubly sure of that target in the background before you even aim. And in a moment, ask yourself, is that a legitimate target? Is the bullet flight path clear? And what am I going to hit if I miss my shot? You be safe out there. I'm Greg Wagner with Nebraska Game and Parks.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
After Hours Lounge.
That's us.
Wednesday night. Getting you ready for a great weekend of football. And it's time now, as we are brought to you, as always, in the first hour by Bellevue University. Go be a Bruin. Check out bellevue.edu. Time for the game that I invented. It's my brainchild. We all love it. Everybody is sweeping the nation, this game.
Many are saying.
It's time for Call Your Shot. If you don't know, this is a contest that we're running weekly throughout the football season, all the way through week 11. You can get involved. Send your picks. We're going to give you the list of 7 games to pick this week. Send your picks to callyourshot1620@gmail.com. You will be in the game, and there are tickets on the line. That's
Tickets
right.
of great significance to a game on Black Friday that if you live in the 60-mile radius and or further, you're probably very interested in going.
You definitely want this prize. So the season-long winner, whoever gets the most points, is going to get entry into a very special event on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Of the most important voice of all, who won last week?
The winner last week was Tyrell Muller. So Tyrell had a great week. He got 16 points.
I have his shirt for it. By the way, and weekly winners will get an After Hours T-shirt courtesy of us.
Yeah, so I'm going to be Tyrell lives out by me, so I'm going to be delivering him his
Did I give
T-shirt
that
tomorrow.
to you yet,
No, you
I
didn't.
think I left it in the truck. I'll get it on the way out.
So he lives up by me. I'm going to be giving him his shirt tomorrow. So congratulations, Tyrell. Great job last week. He picked. Actually, he made the same picks I did, so he's a very smart guy.
Did you win the?
No, actually, I didn't. You and I had the exact same picks.
That's right.
Except for Miami, South Florida. I had South Florida. You had Miami. Miami covered the spread. So
who won last week of the three of us?
Jimmy. Jimmy won last week.
Want to make sure.
Do I have positive points now?
Dan, feel free to save that drop if you'd like.
Jimmy got 19 points. I got 16 points. Dan, round of applause for Dan. After posting a -2 in each of the first 2 weeks, Dan finished week 3 with 10 points.
Atta boy.
Look at me getting smart.
How many did we finish with?
So current totals are Dan 6.
They call me Two-Hand Dan because it takes 2 hands to put up the amount of fingers that I have.
Jimmy has 36 and I have 28.
It's call your shot 1620@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. All right.
Hey, can you
let's get
explain
into
the
game.
point scoring?
Yeah.
Really fast? So for anybody that's joining us for the first
If you
time,
pick the favorite and they win but don't cover, you get 1 point. If they win and cover, you get 3 points. If the favorite loses and you pick them, you lose 2 points. If you pick the underdog and they lose, nothing. You get 0. If they cover, you get a point. If they win outright, you get 4. And if the spread is 7 or more and they reverse cover, you get 5 points for
You're
that.
doing just fine.
So there is an incentive to pick the underdog in this space. But I mean, if you pick,
You also got to be right.
right, you still have to be right. There is a little window where you can get both points on either side of it. If the favorite wins but doesn't cover, then either way you pick, it's worth 1 point. So,
And if you'd like a little bit of a spoiler of what the games are, at After Hours 1620, we just posted the picks.
we'll go through our picks
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
First game on the docket: number 17 Texas Tech at number 16 Utah. The Utes are favored by 3.5. Jimmy.
If you put your ear out the window right now, you can hear that Texas Tech train rolling and people are jumping on board. Jump off. It gets derailed this weekend. Give me Utah to cover.
I also took Utah. Dan?
I would like Texas Tech, please.
All right.
I like the train. I'm going to stay on the train.
There's a reason
Raiders up.
There's a reason I picked this next game. There may be 2 jobs on the line in this game.
Yeah.
It's Maryland at Wisconsin.
And somehow both coaches may still get fired after this game.
Right? Wisconsin's actually favored by 10.5 in this game. Where are you going?
That's a big number. and I feel like this team is going to play for Mike Locksley this weekend. I don't know if they're going to win, but give me Maryland with an outside shot to win this game.
I think Maryland's got a shot at the reverse cover this week.
Ooh, okay.
I like Maryland because I like Mike Locksley.
All right.
Go Turtles.
Another ranked on ranked matchup this week. It's a great slate this weekend.
Is a very good slate.
Number 22 Auburn.
Josh Hodson is going to grunt this slate.
At
hard.
Number 11 Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Sooners are favored by 6.5.
The wrong team is favored.
Ooh.
Auburn wins this game.
Here's our first difference. I have the Oklahoma Sooners. I was out on John Mateer in the offseason. Starting to be a little more in. I think Oklahoma wins.
IQ Freeze is saving his job one game at a time in Auburn, Alabama.
Dan?
I would like Oklahoma.
All right.
And I also would like to say The Athletic put out a great article today to preview this matchup and basically crowned it. Bing! And said, this is the matchup that is basically going to be one of your SEC teams that will make the college football
Talk
playoff.
about guys that
Whomever wins.
A game that guys may be coaching for their jobs, by the way. Both these guys were firmly on the hot seat before the season. Maybe not so much right now.
Another really good game. Should be a ranked on ranked matchup by all accounts, but is not for some reason. Tulane, an unlikely unbeaten, going to Ole Miss. The Rebs, number 13 in the country, favored by 11.5.
Clock has struck midnight on Tulane. I think this is where the talent catches up to when they go Miss wins and covers in this game.
I have Tulane covering but not winning, so I took Tulane just for the fun of it.
Dan?
I'm torn because I have both of these teams in my college football playoff.
Then you need Tulane to win this game.
Yeah, I do. Technically, I do need Tulane to win this game, and I would like Tulane to win this game. It'd be fun.
You know what we need to do
You're
next
not
week?
riffing with Kiffin this week.
No, I am not.
You know what we need to do next week? We need to do our quarter of the way through the season Heisman draft evaluation.
Yeah, we should evaluate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not good for anybody, so don't worry.
All right.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
None of us are doing well.
There's questions surrounding Lenora Sellers. Will he play?
there
Won't
are.
he play? Is he going to be out of concussion protocol? South Carolina at Missouri. And the Tigers are favored by 10.5.
Clark Kent comes out of the phone booth with the S on his chest. Give me Lenora Sellers in this game and Cocky to come out a winner.
I think South Carolina wins this game. And I think they could reverse cover it.
Missouri sucks. That's what we're saying. Dan?
I don't think that Missouri sucks that much.
Ooh, they win? They
Not-
covered 10.5?
Not reverse cover that much. Give me Missouri, just so I can be on the other end of this match.
All right. The big game of the weekend. The biggest game in the Big Ten of the
Allegedly.
weekend. Number 9 Illinois at number 19 Indiana. The lower ranked team, the Indiana Hoosiers, favored by 5.5 points.
You know what we didn't discuss? What if Indiana is this year's Indiana?
Hmm.
I think there's a chance they might be. Give me Indiana to win and win big.
Okay. I am taking Illinois.
The SIG gets extinguished. Give me Illinois.
And our final game this week, the one we all care about most.
Do we want to do this here? Because we can still technically input it into Call Your Shot when we give our predictions at the end of the night.
Okay. We won't give we'll allow the listeners their thoughts.
Yeah,
So
so
our
this-
final game of the week is Michigan at Nebraska, and the line is Michigan favored by 2.5. We'll give our predictions later in the show.
We'll not wrap up the show, but at the 7:30 segment, you'll get our answers to this. So
Yeah.
get your thoughts in and your opinions and your predictions in at callyourshot1620 at gmail.com right now. Again, the winner of the week will get a free After Hours t-shirt, and then the winner at the end of the season, so you want to do this every single week, is going to get 2 tickets to a game of great significance the day after Thanksgiving. Think about it. You could probably figure it out. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. The heat wave seems to be staving off. You know what that means? That means the cold weather is coming sooner rather than later. If you're worried about your furnace at all, maybe it does a little shake, rattle, and roll when you turn it on. That's not supposed to happen. Head over to controlledcomfort.com. Get a maintenance appointment set up so not only can you have peace of mind about your furnace, I can tell you how likely your AC is going to last through next summer as well. Check out controlledcomfort.com tonight. We'll be right back. Tell you what's trending on social media. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Paul Davis Restoration. You see those dark skies outside, the storms? They are not done, friends. So if you have worries about what might happen during the next big storm in the state of Nebraska, could there be water in your basement? Are you concerned that there might be mold somewhere in your house? Well, you need to call Paul Davis Restoration. Get them out, get them to check it out, get the peace of mind. And if there is damage, they can fix it right then. And in case of an emergency, you need to get a hold of Paul Davis then as well. They can have a team out to your house in a flash, get that mess cleaned up, get you back living your life before you have to go out of town, before you have to do some major repairs, before anything happens in your home. Paul Davis is the one to call. Get them out, get your home back to the way it was before the damage happened. Paul Davis Restoration.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Put that beautiful bow on the very first hour of the After Hours Lounge tonight, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu. You can register for classes, become a Bruin as early as this winter. Check out bellevue.edu for more details. Tonight, it is time for the social media soundbite, where Dan Campion tells us what's trending on social media.
Indeed it is. And there was actually quite a bit trending today. I had a few different things that I was deciding between. And then you, Jimmy Allen, alerted us to what I'm going to crown as the cringiest thing that I have heard this week.
I do want to give a proper shout out really quickly because I was sent this by somebody. So shout out to Will Duncan for providing this less than a gem in my inbox today.
Yeah, I saw it on social media today, and
it's a gem in the wrong way. It's a negative gem, a roughed up diamond, if you will.
Maybe it's a piece of coal. Wouldn't that be a roughed up diamond? Wouldn't that be a roughed up diamond?
Maybe. Let's give it a listen.
I just want to I want to make a statement here because I think in this day and age of technology, it's important to point this out. That was not AI. They actually did this. Gus Johnson actually attempted to rap at the end of that and referred to Bryce Underwood, who was, by the way, listed as a pro-style quarterback coming out of high school, as the second coming of Cam Newton. I tried finding the clip of Urban Meyer saying that, by the way, and I can't find it. And I could be wrong.
He said Gus said that Urban told him.
Yeah, what was that? Why are we doing?
I just want us all to please observe a moment of silence for hip hop music.
Yeah.
Because it is now dead. That is it. That's the end. Rest in peace. Hip hop.
I don't understand.
It's over.
Like, at what point did it transition into a rap song? Like, I don't understand what just happened. And somehow it was worse the second time I heard it. Awful.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Please, Gus.
It won't be worse the third time I hear it.
Yeah, Gus, please don't do this.
There won't be a third time.
Can't we just make a graphic? Like, is Hayes Fawcett busy right now? Can he help her friends at Fox out?
Man.
I can't. I hear him talking that voice.
Michigan.
That was our social media soundbite. This may be the only time I've ever said this. Don't go back and listen to me. Listen, you can check out the rest of our show on the radio replay page on 1620. So do yourself a favor to skip over this segment. It was brought to you by our friends at Pixel Fire Marketing. If you want a better social media presence than Fox and Gus Johnson had today with that horrible presentation, pixelfiremarketing.com is here to help. Their social media experts will ignite your social media presence and entice your ideal client online. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details today. Dan Capen provides buy or sell. We come back on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy out here for AX Plumbing. We all need a guy, and I got a guy for you. It's Nick with AX Plumbing. He has been there to bail me out situation after situation after situation, whether it was installing a urinal into my business or water jetting out our entire line to the street at our home, with continuing backups in our main line because of debris and tree roots. They were able to clear all of that out. If you have big or little plumbing problems, AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated, and they'll fix you with all of your issues. Check out axpservice.com tonight. There's financing available on the website. They'll help you take care of the big plumbing problems. If you don't have a big plumbing budget, they'll give you peace of mind. And axpservice.com. Leave your home or business cleaner than they found it.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community.
So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Second hour of the After Hours Lounge brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being #1 in Omaha. It doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. A quick congratulations to Kyle at Pyramid Roofing. Him and his fiance just got engaged a couple weeks ago. And I think,
oh, way to go, Kyle.
So congratulations to him and his beautiful betrothed. Just want to give a shout out there. Dan Campion, who is also beautiful,
Thank
has
you.
by herself for us tonight.
Indeed, I do. We touched on it a little bit last night. We've touched on it on air tonight and off air tonight. But I think we need to take a closer look at the Heisman candidacy.
Little worried where you're going there for a second.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Post week 3, we have Carson Beck, John Mateer, Dante Moore, Gunnar Stockton, and Garrett Nussmeier in the top 5 as betting favorites. Buy or sell one of these guys is hoisting that trophy at the end of the year, and pick one favorite from outside the top 5.
I sell, and I'm going to give you my guy from outside the top.
Same guy you've been saying the whole time.
No, it's
No?
not. There's a real life scenario where the Heisman Trophy winner at the end of this college football season is the quarterback of the Vanderbilt Commodores.
No.
I think Diego Pavia could be the story because we talk about Heisman moments. He plays in the SEC, and if he can get Vanderbilt to a 10, 11 win season, he's going to have the story that goes along with it. He's my dark horse in this whole thing, and I think they can do it.
I buy. I look. It's starting to look like. Well, I don't know. Give me the list again, Dan.
I have it right here. John Mateer, Carson Beck, Dante Moore, Jeremiah Smith, Garrett Nussmeier.
Gunnar Stockton.
Gunnar Stockton was sorry.
Is the one that I have.
I'm looking on VegasInsider.com. Sorry.
I do buy because I think like it's setting up for Miami to maybe run the table. Like all the teams that were in Miami's way that I thought they might lose to have really fallen kind of down the pecking order quite a bit. It's looking like Miami's schedule is getting easier by the week. So I think Carson Beck's probably got an inside track because he's going to put up some big numbers. The name that I'll throw out there for you to watch out for, though,
it was going to be the guy I was about to bring up,
is also in the ACC.
No, it's not.
It's Tommy Castellanos.
Okay.
Because that dude's going to put up numbers. He's going to make like exciting plays. There's going to be a Heisman moment in there somewhere, and it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up with the trophy.
I'm going to give you 2 more. Just because the performance he had on Saturday, he's already being thrust in the conversation. Marcel Reed, the quarterback from Texas A&M. I think he's a guy that's going to have the ability to make plays. And by the way, he's a guy that could get Texas A&M off the snide, get them into the college football playoff discussion, and get them to the promised land, especially in Mike Elko's offense. He's going to have that ability. The other guy is a lot of the reason that I picked Utah to cover this week. I think Devin Dampier is a guy that's got the playmaking ability to do.
I mean, Dante Moore's putting up some stats at Oregon.
Yeah,
too.
but he gave Dante Moore, right?
He's in there. Okay.
Yep, Dante Moore's in there.
I was going guys outside of that list.
Which, surprisingly enough,
yeah, because he's probably the front runner right now.
Third in
the betting odds.
The betting odds right now.
I think
according
I think he's the front runner right now, though.
The Athletics website. But yeah, it's really easy to pick from that top 5. I do think that Garrett Nussmeier is probably the one who
Brian Kelly's offense
I think is the most like straight ahead, makes the most sense in general kind of guy. But then the only reason that John Mateer is technically on this list right now is because of what happened in that Michigan matchup.
I don't know. He had some preseason hype.
He had a little bit of preseason hype, but if our boy down in Lincoln can do the same thing that John Mateer did
Call
to
your
Bryce
shot is
Underwood and the
over,
Wolverines, I'm gonna say that Dylan Raiola might be finding himself on some Heisman watch lists.
Guys, Nicole Auerbach reported something right after we went on the air.
Hold on, we need a Dan breaking news drop. Do we need this? Is this breaking news drop?
It's important, yeah.
Okay.
This is from Nicole Auerbach. News: the NCAA Division I Administrative Committee has eliminated football's spring transfer window, but has not decided on the dates and timing of the single window at the end of the fall semester.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
From the NCAA. In response to student-athlete feedback, football oversight committees will consider modifications to proposed single January window, including length of window and corresponding dates. Admin committee expects to consider modifications during October meeting. Current proposal for the single transfer window for football is that it would be open for 10 days from January 2nd to 11th. Player feedback is leading to more discussion about the length and timing of that single
Get your
window.
refresh Twitter fingers exercise now.
So that's your latest on the transfer portal.
That's huge news. Yeah, they've got to get that figured out, because having teams go to the playoffs and dudes transfer before they get there is a problem. What else we got in buy or sell, Dan?
So Virginia Tech, they've looked like garbage this year so far.
Do you hear that, John?
And they have taken out the trash by firing Coach Pry. Rumor and innuendo, it's already flying around the college football world. Buy or sell that Virginia Tech should take a serious look at Mike Vick.
Oh, sell. He's not ready. Like, I'm not a don't give Mike Vick opportunity, guys, because of his past person. He's not ready for that job. He's also not Deion Sanders, and I don't think he's going to have these same exact because that's the thought process right now. Is
that is the thought process.
Former player with a big personality that can lure and be attractive to young athletes. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea for Michael Vick. I don't think that's a good idea for Virginia Tech. I don't even think they kick those tires.
He's coached exactly 2 games at Norfolk State.
Correct.
Yes, he has.
He lost 27-7 to Towson.
Who beat it? Didn't they beat that? That's who beat Army, right?
No.
Who did Army lose to? They lost to Tarleton State.
Yeah. And Norfolk State this past weekend beat Virginia State 34-31 in overtime.
Congrats, coach.
Yeah. No, they shouldn't be looking at Mike Vick. Like, that job is bigger than just some random alumni that you can throw in the chair. Like,
I'm gonna fully admit I'm not. I don't click on the South Carolina YouTube channel for their weekly press conferences. That had to be the first question that Shane Beamer was asked, right? And he thought, what's going on in Blacksburg?
Yeah,
it wasn't. It was indeed, and he is the other name that has been attached to possibly taking this job.
Of course he was, and let me tell you, folks in Blacksburg, he's never leaving an SEC job for Virginia Tech. I'm sorry,
unless he gets run out on a rail.
Yeah, fair enough. He's never voluntarily leaving an SEC job for Virginia Tech.
Give Mike Vick a few years to see how he does at Norfolk State. Yeah. Then you talk about that.
It was the greatest. When I read the article today, I was at my desk laughing out loud through tears trying to read it, because I was like, really? A guy who currently has an SEC job and is extremely comfortable, and a man who has coached
they love him in
2 college football games. It did not make sense to me.
I feel comfortable saying neither one of them will even interview for the job.
That's probably a good idea. And speaking of,
really quick, I'm sorry. Pitt is up 2-0 over Penn State right now. I just want
Penn State's kind of been struggling a little
throw
bit.
that out there. Yeah, it's be a big win for the Panthers. They're number 9, right? Something like that. Or somewhere up there.
So with the firing of Coach Pry, it brings me back to a conversation that we have a lot: is hot seats in coaching. But once a seat is vacated, we rarely seem to generally address how desirable that job is from a coaching perspective. And we're going to do that right now.
Are we?
Buy or sell after the firing of Deshaun Foster from UCLA that job is desirable at all.
Nobody wants that job.
Mm.
Listen, there's a better chance Mike Vick is the head coach at UCLA than he is at Virginia Tech next year. I don't know what they're doing. They have a really bad AD. They don't have a very good financial backing. That school's in a ton of financial debt. It's a state school in the Big Ten that has a big-time private institution in its city that takes all the deterrent away from it. Like,
aren't they like $200 million in debt?
I think it's down like 150 now. But yeah, I think there's a real life scenario where UCLA doesn't have athletics in like a decade.
Mm. Yeah, it's a tough spot, and I know that like the dream hire for UCLA fans is Tony White.
I don't even think he's.
I think
entertaining that
he
phone
had the opportunity to take that job when Deshaun Foster got it.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure. I don't have like factual evidence for this.
It would just be weird if he didn't, right?
It would be weird if he was not offered that job when
Yeah.
it was open. And I don't think he's going to take it this time either,
Mm.
because it's like it's in a worse spot now than it was when Chip Kelly left.
Who voluntarily left to be an OC, by the way.
Yeah, this is
What is a more
Oof.
attractive job right now? Because I think this one's coming open at the end of the year too. UCLA or Oklahoma State?
I think it's Oklahoma State.
But I don't think either one of them are very attractive.
At least at Oklahoma State, you have some like memory of successful teams.
That's a good point. Fair enough.
And I think too at Oklahoma State, with how up and down Mike Gundy's career has been there, you know that they're at least willing to say, all right, we will be here with you to weather the storm and to like hold your hand and to help guide you through some of the issues that you might have. Whereas UCLA was like, Deshaun, we have seen roughly 2 years of you.
No, 1 year.
1 year. 1 year and 2 games.
We have seen 1 year and 2 games of you, Deshaun Foster. We're kicking you to the curb.
And they fired the
have fun being
DC
single.
too.
Yeah.
The head coach and the DC at the same time.
That's a bad idea, in case anybody was wondering. Oklahoma State gets to Tulsa this weekend. I don't know if they win that football game, man. I really don't.
Rough.
It's tough times in Stillwater.
It's what happens when you lose John Walker.
Mm-hmm. Moving on, if you don't know, you won't know. Nebraska is the volleyball state, and last night we got treated
buddy.
to an oh so delightfully lit match. 5 full sets
That's
between Creighton and Nebraska.
That was a great callback.
It was, thank you. I have to ask, buy or sell? Higher expectations for both teams are warranted after last night's brawl.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think you alluded to it last night. Creighton's schedule has been a gauntlet, and Nebraska's just really good. Like, well, I take that back. Higher expectations for Creighton, yes, because I think the expectations for Nebraska before last night was a national championship. So I don't think the expectations could be any higher. But so I sell, but I buy that both of them have high expectations.
Yeah, Creighton's really good. I mean, they lost a lot of pieces from that team that went to the Elite Eight a season ago, and
But Ava Martin's still
gave
pretty good.
Penn State all that they wanted in that Elite Eight match. They're still very good. Don't sleep on Creighton. They're going to win the Big East again. They're going to be. I don't like with that record the way it is this year. I don't know that they're going to get a top 16 and host again, but they'll be right there. And
Not the way it's going right now.
they're going to
I
be
agree.
in somebody's region who is going to go like, why did they put Creighton in our region?
Yeah. How did they get here? Is that our last one? We have.
Yes, there is the last one. I do also want to apologize for the way that last question was written, because I do know that Nebraska, the expectation for them is national championship or bust. I just always assume in my heart of hearts that somewhere out there is a Space Jam situation that can always happen, and that the Nebraska volleyball team will have to take on the Monstars of volleyball at some point in time.
Fair enough.
So it just has to happen. Last question. You guys want to hear some shocking news?
Always.
Paige Beckers is
She
your
plays basketball.
WNBA Rookie of the Year. I
Shocking.
know you're shocked. You're amazed. It's crazy.
Many are shocked.
What was strange, however, was how she received the award. Kathy Engelbert presented it to her in the Soul Train line leading to the Jennifer Hudson show. Buy or sell, this is just weird.
Nope. I want more of this. I love how guys get presented the Hall of Fame jacket. Like, I want people to be presented trophies in the weirdest way possible. And I'm here for all of this. Like, I think like we should like give out the Oscar, like cancel award shows, do more stuff like this. Find them like in the supermarket, like, oh, here, we'll bring up your groceries. By the way, here's your Oscar. Congratulations. I want more of this. Add more randomness to the world.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. It's kind of a fun weird, but I'm buying. That's weird. That's weirdo stuff.
by the way, that was going to be the social media soundbite tonight because I watched that video and I was like, all right, as Paige Beckers is very much like within like her right to be like weird about it, but she's like, oh my gosh, I'm the rookie of the year. Like she acts surprised and it's like, no, everybody knows.
I agree. And I think this would have been a great social media soundbite, but I think us as media members have a civic duty to let people know when things are awful. I think it was our duty to let people know that Gus Johnson is doing too much, by the way. If you missed by yourself, then I check it out on our radio replay page, 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Listen, there's seasonal storms going on right now. That could affect your AC unit. If you have questions about how long you should expect your air conditioner to last after this harsh summer, maybe you're worried about the longevity of your heater, they can answer all of those questions about your HVAC at controlledcomfort.com. Let them come out and take a look. They'll replace your furnace filter, give you peace of mind about your furnace and your AC unit before the season switch. Head over to controlledcomfort.com and set up a maintenance appointment tonight. Open bar, dude, when we come back. 1620 Zone.
Your Omaha area forecast from the Godfather's Pizza Weather Center and KETV News Watch 7.
Can't rule out another pop-up shower or thunderstorm through Wednesday afternoon, but we do look drier through the evening hours. We expect clouds to hang around through all overnight with little to no rain. Then by Thursday afternoon, maybe another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms with temperatures in the mid-70s. I'm meteorologist Luke Vickery, KETV News Watch 7.
Life is unpredictable. With seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner, you can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When your home fills up with family, Allo Fiber makes sure that space is a happy place for everyone. Allo Fiber experts install it all, and full service means step-by-step support, guiding you through everything so you can stay connected to what matters, and the family can always feel at home. Put the game on, and don't worry about your Wi-Fi calling a timeout. Better TV and internet service is one connection away. Call Allo at 866-481-2556 or visit allofiber.com.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Dan, I believe we missed something. Thank you. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, I think Nicole Auerbach deleted that tweet, but never mind. She just posted a lot since then. It is the Open Bar segment. We are brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being number one in Omaha doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. It is the Open Bar segment. And just full disclosure, I mentioned last week, John, Derek, we're going to get to your questions. We had to kind of run through this last week.
We did.
What do you mean we did? You weren't even here last week. So we will get to that.
That's why I said it.
John wants to know about another John. He says, with John Cena's career coming to an end, does he belong in the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling? And I know you're chomping at the bit to get to this answer, but I'm going to tell you this. I don't think he does, and here's why. He's never going to be the ticket sale or the draw that the guys that deserve to be up there, the big four, the Hulk Hogans, the Ric Flairs, the Stone Cold Steve Austins, the Rocks. He's never going to have those type of numbers behind him. Now, he ushered in the era of professional wrestling post the Chris Benoit murder-suicide and took the PG era to heights that I think a lot of people never thought the PG era of professional wrestling could have gotten to. And that gives him a solid number 5. But the problem is there's only 4 on the Mount Rushmore. So I do not put John Cena on my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers.
Bob Backlund.
Goldberg.
Also not on my Mount Rushmore professional wrestlers. We'll get to the questions that John.
Gold Dust.
Pretty good hand in the ring.
Jake the Snake.
I grabbed his butt one time. We'll talk about things that John Schreiner may actually be interested in talking about. Derek wants to know, what is the next, quote, last dance style documentary you guys would prefer to see? For me personally, I'd like to see one on the Heatles. Your thoughts? Do you have a documentary about a team or a year that you would like to see?
An era?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's probably like personally, it's the Hogs era of Washington Redskins Commanders football. Like
that's more of like probably a 30 for 30 though, right? More than
yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I guess if we're talking about long form documentaries.
Yeah.
A lot of them have been done, you know, like
sure.
Most of the ones that I wanted to see, they've kind of done. I mean, there was supposed to be one about 90s Nebraska that got shuttered and
no, that's still
thrown on the shelf.
Wasn't there like a movie or something?
There was a movie, but it never really got any sort of like a wide, like it was like played privately. Not like privately, but it was like played publicly, but in more of like a private, like it's not available like to find anywhere I know about.
I got one that you could do that you could part and piece like The Last Dance was, because I think it would have to be because of how many
Is
teams
it pro wrestling?
No, it's the 2007 college football season. Like where you could sit down with all those number one teams or the teams that pulled off the upset and just go over that week because of how crazy that was and all the personalities that were involved. Like the right answer is the Tim Tebow Florida Gators, but done the right way, not like the Kings of the Swamp was done because that was garbage. That's the other answer for me. But I think it'd be really cool to see a sit-down interview with the teams or the players involved in all of those upsets every single week and just get their thoughts and perspective. I mean, that's the Michigan Appalachian State year. That's the South Florida being number 2 in the country year. Like, There's just that's the Rutgers kick point at the can. There's so many just moments from that year of college football.
It was a wild year.
That I think that it would be awesome just to get an in-depth perspective by the people it happened to.
Yeah, I
filmmakers call 402-951-6020 to get my Cash App to pay me for this idea.
For one that like spans multiple years and has a similar cast of characters, it's probably an era that's not over yet, and it's the NIL era of college football. Like this is good. This era that we're living in right now, from the start of NIL through house settlement through whatever's next, like this span of time is like this is a seed change in college athletics.
You know what might be even more interesting? Like I think about just the conversations that we had with Adrian when he was in here about playing in the merger, going from the non-NIL era to the NIL era and having to navigate those waters while you're in the middle of it. Because when you're a freshman coming in the NIL era, you kind of have somebody that did it before you. Like that group of guys were going through the pandemic and the NIL era. Like you had a very big hodgepodge of what was going on in the world.
Yeah, the one for me is to keep it like basketball centric. Also, Derek, I would like to point out you are getting a Heatles documentary. It's going to happen, and it's going to be really annoying because unlike The Last Dance, the man who is at the center of the Heatles documentary wants to protect his image as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's his film company is going to produce it.
Pat Riley sucks. I agree.
The one that I would like to see.
Oh, you mean LeBron? Sorry.
To be fair, that statement can be true about both. The one that I would like to see, because I think it would be the most interesting from like a philosophy standpoint, would be the drafting of David Robinson all the way to the Kawhi championship.
Yeah, that'd be
of
really
the
cool.
Spurs, because those were teams that are the most boring basketball teams
on the court
you will ever see on the basketball
Off
court.
the court, I think it was very different.
Fundamentally, they're the most vanilla-ist teams you will ever get on the basketball court. But getting like Greg Popovich and like Tim Duncan's like unvarnished thoughts about basketball
What Eva Longoria thought about?
would literally make me so happy.
Before we get to DeJuan's question, I want to get to Greg's. What percentage do you put on the Chiefs making the Super Bowl? Now, the Chefs of Kansas City are 0-2, but they still have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So making the Super Bowl, you give it a firm 20%.
20? That low?
Still very. I was going to say it's pretty high still for an 0-2 team. But raise your hand if you'd be surprised if we're talking about the Chiefs in the Super Bowl at the end of the year.
At this juncture, I would be.
It's still those guys, and literally the floor has been the AFC Championship with this iteration of the Chiefs. So, I mean, I'm still giving it 20%.
They still have the best quarterback on the planet. They still have one of the best coaches to ever coach the game.
Yep.
It's probably somewhere around 25 to 30% for me. I'd give them a 1-4 shot.
I don't know if I give anybody 30% chance of making the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl?
What does FPI say right now?
Playoffs?
Dan?
Yeah, I'm probably.
I thought it was high with 20%.
I'm probably sitting at like 30% because it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still a Steve Spagnuolo led defense, and I don't see a world in which I would like to bet against them. And as you've already said, Jimmy, the ceiling, or the floor, I should say, for this team is an AFC championship.
Yeah, because it's usually the ceiling for most people.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm overshooting this by a lot.
I thought I was overshooting it by a lot.
The Buffalo Bills right now have the highest per
27?
FPI, 24.7. So the Chiefs currently have a 7% chance per FPI to make the Super Bowl.
We'll get to DeJuan's question, and John Walker just realized that he never texted me and said he could join us. So we might be getting to John Walker next. Let's see what he says in response. Let's see what he says. John, if you're listening, you want us to talk to you, call us 402-951-6220. Oh, never mind. Yes, he can if he needs us to. We'll talk to John Walker. You want to do that? Is that all right?
Oh, pivot.
All right, we'll pivot after this because I want to get to DeJuan's question because we're always okay with putting us over. Like if you want to tell us that how great we are, We will
Yeah,
always
sure.
get your question on air. Dewan wants to know. Said I'm a faithful 6A to 8P guy, and I remember when it was best fan. It was actually top fan, but thanks anyway, Dewan. He said but we've always kind of got an explanation of why Jimmy had who Jimmy's co-host was and how they came to do a show together, but I don't recall hearing John and why he got on the show. Would love to get that story. So this is kind of our version of The Last Dance, I guess.
Yeah.
We had called a couple of games together for Creighton softball,
Yep.
and had just had a natural chemistry. And I reached out to you, and we just we had you come in a couple times, and you had some really small shoes to fill in Adrian Martinez, but nonetheless, you were able to do so.
Yeah, the previous guy went off to play professional football, so there was an open seat, and I was a warm body, basically.
But no, and obviously, we're over 2 years doing this.
Not quite.
No, we're
It'll be
almost
January.
Yeah, we're almost at 2 years doing this. So, Dewan, actually, we appreciate you listening. Dating all the way back to 2019. That's a big deal. That Walker.
Yes, it was, John.
Okay.
I told him I'd call him back when we have like a minute left in the next break so that he doesn't have to sit on hold forever. But I've got one more that I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Because very good friend of the show, Brody Heidemann, lobbed one, into my DMs the last time we did this on the 3rd of September.
Yeah.
And said, if Jimmy started from the furthest point on the green and you play from the front tees, who would win?
I'll tell you this. My short game's good. Put me on the putt game. I can get you there. Like for when I'm playing best ball, I'm usually picking it up and walking with folks. Once we get to the green, though, that's when it's my time to shine. I'm taking myself.
Brody, I love you. I respect you. I hope you're having fun at the University of Nebraska. But this is a wild question.
He's not there yet.
Even from the front tees.
Oh yeah, he is. It's September.
You've seen me play golf once. I'm okay at golf. I guarantee you, from like the furthest point in any green, 2-putt, 3-putt, Jimmy's going to beat me.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I just want
Jimmy
to
will
clarify.
beat me.
He was saying you're starting on the tee box and I'm already on the green.
Yes.
The furthest point from the hole.
I
on the
don't
green.
think I would ever be more embarrassed about anything in my life if I weren't able to win.
And like from the front tees, like even with like,
because my first shot, I'm getting it near the hole.
Even with
Like
going
even
to
by
the,
accident.
even with like going to the chiropractor and my back being like 100% now and actually being able to drive and control everything like a little bit better and understanding how to swing.
Care works. Who knew?
It does. Once he sponsors the show,
yeah,
we'll give him a real shout out. But even then, I'm still maybe on like 2 of the holes on a standard golf course. Will I drive the green like from the front tees? I don't see a world in which I would beat Jimmy whatsoever.
I feel comfortable, Dan. This is no shade to you. I feel comfortable saying I would win this 100% of the time.
I feel comfortable saying you would probably win it 99.9% of the time.
I think the majority of humans that have touched a golf club before would probably win.
Dan's got a 0.01% chance of getting a hole in one if it's a short enough hole.
That is fair. Yes, I probably do.
Hey, if you missed the open bar segment tonight and want to know how many schlitzes you can get, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years, and their new fall lineup is in the rotation. Mizzen Main, Johnny O, Roan, all of them in stock right now, but also the new Brax pants. Listen, you're not going to look better out on a date night or for your corporate event than anything other than Brax. It's the new line. It's in at Jerry Ryan. Stop in and celebrate fall with John, Dan, Monier, Deanna, Jake, and the crew over at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear 78 and Dodge. Stop by tomorrow. We'll be right back on the other side of the break talking to John Walker unexpectedly on 1620.
Hey-o. Hey, everybody, it's John here for Railcar. You already know this is one of my favorite brunch spots in Omaha every Saturday and Sunday, 9:30 to 2 p.m. You can get in there. You can be like me. You can get the chilaquiles. You can walk out of there and go, man, that guy on the radio was right. But I'm going to tell you about something new, something I haven't told you about from the brunch menu at Railcar, the ultimate sandwich. Listen to this lineup and tell me you are not making plans to get there this weekend. A croissant, a chipotle sausage, 2 pieces of pecan smoked bacon, a sunny side up egg, country gravy, bourbon hot pepper peach sauce, and a baked hash brown. Now, when I read that, I say, you guys named this sandwich appropriately. That is the ultimate sandwich. They got so many great items on the brunch menu, the lemon ricotta pancakes, the pile up, which is just a giant stack of breakfast food on your plate, shove it in your face. They won't mind too much. Sticky pecan donut holes if you're feeling something a little sweet. All the great options, 9:30 to 2 every Saturday and Sunday. Plus, you can get the prime rib on Friday and Saturday night. That's right, the prime rib every Friday and Saturday night. And right now, Railcar, Pasta Amore, Timber, they're all giving 5% of their sales during Omaha Restaurant Week back to the food bank of the Heartland. So you go in, you get your grub on for brunch, and you're doing it for a good cause. Tell your family. Take your family. Get brunch at Railcar this weekend, 144th and Blondo.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
It's the tail end of the season. Does it seem like your AC unit is already checking out, not kicking on when it's supposed to, not cooling like it did back in April? Your unit may be reaching the end of its life, or may just need some TLC. Head over to controlledcomfort.com today. Set up a maintenance appointment to finish out the summer strong and prepare your home for the fall and winter months. You don't want to replace that AC unit, but if you have to, Controlled Comfort is here.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:43 on a Wednesday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. Over a decade of being #1 in Omaha doesn't happen by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com tonight. John Walker from the Omaha World Herald, who's clearly supposed to be here this whole time, and we always planned on him being here, now joins us on the show. John, how are you?
Man, I'm good. I'll take the blame. What the abridged version of what had happened was Jimmy reached out to me earlier today, and I typed out a message and never hit send.
Full disclosure,
We've all been there.
Full disclosure, I walked in here and told the guys, I was like, "Hey, John Walker, big time this today." So now he's not going to be on the show.
No. I was like, man, it's 7:34. I haven't heard from him, and I went to go text and be like, "We still good?" And I realized my text, I never hit send, so my text was sitting right there in the little box, staring back at me.
I just assume maybe
I am, man.
I just assume maybe the cat was having a rough day and we had to take care of him. I don't know.
He's chilling. He's chilling. It was not hot. It was cool today. He loves sitting up in the window, so I opened a window. He was just chilling. I was sitting in my living room and he was sitting in the window.
Well, we will get to what we're going to talk about in this discussion. We'll let you just kind of jump in with us here. It was going to be over-unders for Nebraska on Saturday. Dylan Raiola is averaging 276.3 yards per game for Dylan. John Walker, over or under 276 yards for the sophomore phenom on Saturday against Michigan?
That's tough. 276.
Yes, against the vaunted Michigan Wolverine defense.
What did he have against Cincinnati?
That's a great question.
224.
I think it was 223, but yeah, it's definitely somewhere,
223.
somewhere in that wheelhouse.
I'm gonna say it's over that.
243.
243 against Cincinnati.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's over that and under 276.
Okay.
He's creating a tight window. John Walker here for tight windows.
Yeah. John Schreiner over under 276 yards for Dylan Raiola.
I'm going over. I think he might get to 280, 285 in this one.
Dan Campion?
I personally would like the under, but I'm in the John Walker camp. I like the tight window of he's going to do better than Cincinnati, but he's going to be under 276. I think other people are going to have to get it done for this team to win. Cohesive effort.
John Walker, it's a bit for Dan to kiss the ass of all of our guests, so don't be too flattered by that statement.
Does it feel good? Do the smooches feel nice?
Let's go, Dan.
I'm gonna take the under just because I think Nebraska's going to have to run the football at a very high clip here. It's going to take some of those passing opportunities away from Dylan. Speaking of Dylan, he's averaged 2.6 touchdown passes per game. John Walker, over or under 2.5 touchdowns for Dylan Raiola on Saturday?
I'm going to say under, which is crazy. I feel like I'm like
betting against
Dylan
yourself.
Raiola, I'm like I'm not saying that Dylan doesn't play well. I just don't know if the game will call for or allow him to just go insane. Like, there's no way Michigan would let that happen, right? If Cincinnati could figure out the bracket coverage and how to make Nebraska dink and dunk, like, you would think the program only a couple years removed from a national championship would be able to figure that out as well. So I'll take the under. I think Dylan finishes with like 270 something yards, 60 something yards right in there. And a couple of touchdowns and stays clean. So I'll go the under on 2.6.
I'm with you, John. I think it's under. I think he's probably got 2 in him. Just looking at, Michigan and their defense this year, I think, look, John Mateer threw for 1. He went for 270 and a touchdown. I think Dylan maybe gets a few more yards than that, but I think it's 1, maybe 2 touchdowns.
I would be hard pressed to take the under, so I'm going to take the over in this one. I've got a feeling we're going to see a couple short touchdown passes right near the goal line when Emmett and Quentin Ives can't get it done.
I'm going to take the under, and I think it's a slight under. I think he gets to 2, but giving him 3 touchdowns against Michigan, I might get him into a Heisman conversation, especially if he's able to continue the 2.5 touchdowns per game train. Yeah, I'm gonna take the under as well. Emmett Johnson is averaging 17.3 carries per game. John Walker, over or under 17 carries for EJ on Saturday?
Hammer the over. I do think we'll see a few more snaps for Quentin Ives. He proved last week, albeit against an opponent that certainly was not Michigan, that he can perform at this level if you put the ball in his hands. And you can't wear down your bell cow running back in Emmett Johnson before we even hit October. So give me a few Quentin Ives carries, but I'm going to go EJ over 17.5.
John Schreiner?
Yeah, I think it's in the neighborhood of 18 or 19. So I'm also on the over.
Give me the over. The pride of Richfield gets it done.
Take all the money that John Walker told you to invest to a Hammer and then go borrow some and put some more. I think Emmett Johnson has over 25 carries on Saturday. Quentin Ives had 34 yards against Akron, 85 yards against Houston Christian. That's an average of just under 60 yards a game. Let's meet him at the halfway mark. John Walker, over or under 30 yards for Quentin Ives against Michigan?
Let's say over. I really think this is going to be a physical, gritty, grinded out game. Welcome to the Big Ten. We run the football here, and there are going to be enough carries for Quentin Ives to amass more than 30 yards, I believe.
Just based on the number of carries I think Emmett Johnson's going to get, I don't know that there's going to be a lot out there for Quentin Ives, so I am going to take a slide under on this one.
I am going to take the over because I think the confidence that they have shown in the Akron game and now the HCU game is going to get Quentin Ives a few more touches. And I have a feeling there's going to be one, maybe two moderately large runs in there for him.
Quentin Ives has one run of 12 yards or more, and that allows him to get over 30 yards. I'm taking the over as well. We had this on the board last week. I can't believe we have it on the board this week. Nebraska's kicked the ball out of bounds at least once in every single game this season. John Walker, over under 0.5 kicks out of bounds for Nebraska on Saturday.
I'll say that there's a better chance we see Archie Wilson punt this week than we do Nebraska kick one out of bounds. Week 4 now, the Huskers should have their legs under them, if you will. So give me the under.
Under. Not going to happen this week.
Dan Campion?
Under. John Hull's going to actually kick it into the middle of the field.
I don't think they're going to have enough opportunities to kick it out of bounds this week. I'm taking the under as well, and hopefully it's not on the board for next week. Dane, or as I put it on here, Dane Key is Nebraska's leading receiver in yards and touchdowns up until this point of the season. John Walker, will he lead the Huskers in both categories on Saturday?
I'm gonna say no. Again, if I'm gonna say this is a gritty smash mouth game awaiting us at Memorial Stadium, that would mean that a couple of one of a couple Dylan Raiola touchdown passes would go to a tight end, right? Like, is that Luke Lindenmeyer? Is it Heinrich Harburg? Is it Carter Nelson? Right. So I'm going to say no. Dane Key is not the leader in both. That he could be the leader in yards, but I do not think he will lead Nebraska in touchdowns on Saturday.
Here's your upset pick of the week.
Ooh,
it's Isaiah Hunter.
You stole my thunder.
Isaiah Hunter's going to get over the top against Michigan. There's going to be a big pass play in there. He's going to lead the way.
Dan?
I'm going to be the cop-out answer, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be a split. I bet he is the leader in yards, but not in touchdowns.
I said that Dylan Raiola is going to throw 2 touchdowns in this game. I think both are in Isaiah Hunter. I'm with John Schreiner on this one. Nebraska has not been able to rack up a lot of sacks this season. Obviously, Williams Nwaneri was a part of one last week, returning a fumble after one was able to get home. John Walker, will Nebraska sack Bryce Underwood on Saturday?
Absolutely. And you know what? I'll even take the cop out because getting a sack in college is so easy because they take the yardage away from, runs and whatnot.
Right.
So it's just so much more detrimental because then you lose the rushing yards in college too. And we saw over, the past few weeks that Michigan has increasingly let Bryce Underwood use his legs, none more than last week. So, Nebraska gets home a few times on Saturday.
Yes, and Dasan McCullough is going to have at least one of them.
Dang it. That was going to be my answer. I was going to say yes, and his name is Dasan McCullough. But Riley Van Poppel could get back there as well. He is sacking people this season too.
There will be too much of an emphasis on the run game for Michigan. Nebraska gets 0 sacks on Saturday. Speaking of tackles, though, Deshaun Singleton and Rex Guthrie currently lead Nebraska as the leading tacklers on this team. John Walker, will a defensive back lead Nebraska in tackles on Saturday?
Yes. Why not? I think with the 3-3-5, it allows so much flexibility because then if you just play the numbers game, you're telling me I've got 5 DBs, there are 4 DBs and a rover to play with, and instead of 3 linebackers, DB, Deshaun Singleton leads the Huskers in tackling Saturday.
You're a smart man, John Walker. Deshaun Singleton is going to lead Nebraska in tackles.
I would tend to agree. I like the trend there of the defensive back being the one to get a lot of the tackles.
You're all morons. This is going to be the Vincent Shavers game. one of the front 6 will lead Nebraska in tackles after Saturday. All right, it is that time as we're about ready to close up the show as well. John Walker, give us a score prediction for Saturday in Nebraska versus Michigan.
I've got the Huskers 24. and Michigan 23.
Not far off from mine, but I think this is the coming out party in 2025 for your Nebraska Cornhuskers. Nebraska wins this game 27-13.
Did John Walker just give us the exact same score that Bob Williams did earlier?
He
by
did.
The way? Okay.
He did indeed.
No, Bob said 27-26.
Okay, there we go. One point differential, though.
Ooh, all right. This is the one I've been going back and forth on all day. But the one that has stuck with me the most is 28-24 Nebraska.
Almost a double reverse cover. Give me Nebraska 21-17 with a late Michigan touchdown. Nebraska wins this game decisively. John, thank you so much for eventually getting back to us and jumping on with us on short notice, and thanks for all your picks.
Of course, guys. See you Saturday.
Don't forget to follow John Walker on Twitter @byJohnWalker or subscribe to Omaha.com tonight. Don't forget to check out any of our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com tonight. It was brought to you by AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. Check out AXPservice.com for all your plumbing, water heater, gas piping, or backflow prevention issues. AX Plumbing is locally owned and operated. They'll leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. For Dan Campen and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Enjoy the game Saturday and enjoy Happy National Apple Dumpling Day, everybody.
Is dumpling the worst name for a food?
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the